Hi boys and girls, and welcome to Simply Scuba. So you've bought your first dive or snorkel mask, but one of the first things you'll notice is that when it's on your face, the inside of the glass lenses fog up really quickly so that you can't see. This comes from a small residue of releasing agent that's still left on the glass from the manufacturing process. So when your mask is new, what you need to do first before you go snorkeling or diving is remove that pesky layer. These methods are only really good for tempered glass lenses. If you have cheaper plastic polymer lenses, then they will scratch easily and you can damage them even with these gentle methods. You can easily tell what lenses you have, as tempered glass lenses will have a T or tempered on the lens. The surface of glass isn't perfectly smooth on a microscopic level, so there are lots of little pockets and grooves all over the glass for this residue to hide and encourage condensation. But there are some ways to get rid of this residue. With all of these methods though, it's important to test a small amount in a corner of the lens before applying to the whole lens and be as gentle as possible as to not damage your lenses. If your mask has treated lenses or a special coating, then be especially careful and ask the manufacturer first for their recommended preparation, as some of these treatments may damage the coatings. The first method to pre-treat your mask is by using a commercial mask preparation treatment, just like this one. So most have a very similar method of application, but read and follow the instructions that come with the real product. Typically, apply a small amount, about the size of a pea, to the inside of each lens, and then work it in with either your finger or a very gentle toothbrush. So once it's worked in, leave it to dry, as this can draw out more of the residue. So work it into all of the little corners, and then once that's sort of applied to each lens, then leave it to dry, as this will really draw out all of that residue, pull it out of those little nooks and crannies before you wash it up. So multiple applications may be necessary to remove more and more of the residue until you're ready to go diving. Another method that's very popular is toothpaste. All you need is the most basic toothpaste you can find, and children's toothpaste is often the best, as you don't want any abrasive particles or whitening agents that you can get in more expensive toothpastes. Much like the commercial products, apply a small amount of toothpaste to the inside of your lens and work it into the glass gently. Leave it to dry so it can draw out more of the residue before washing it, and repeat as necessary, making sure that you let your lenses dry in between each application. You can do the outside of the mask if you really want to, but the water whilst you're diving or snorkeling will prevent that from fogging up naturally. Once prepared, you still have to defog your mask before a dive, I'm afraid. They just won't fog up nearly as much as before. The first method you'll always have with you, and that's spit. Saliva on the inside of the lens before you jump in will help prevent fogging. Just spit in your mask, rub it around and wash it out just before you jump in. This will fill in all those little gaps in the glass so moisture is less likely to condense. Splashing your face as you jump in to cool it down helps prevent fogging up as well, as the air inside the mask is closer to the temperature to the water on the outside, so moisture is less likely to condense on the glass. Defog gels and sprays work by filling those little crevices in the glass we spoke about earlier and change the surface tension of any water trying to condense on it, so fog doesn't form. Each will have slightly different application methods, so read the label on how best to use them. Glycerin, soap and dish detergents can be used in the same way, but they're not the best for your eyes, so we don't really recommend, and they're not the best for the environment neither. A cut potato rubbed on the inside of a lens has also been said to prevent fogging, but it can be rare to find a potato on a dive boat and not the best thing to keep in your dive bag. The list goes on, and there are plenty of other methods out there from other divers. Some say that soft drinks like cola work, shaving cream, but the most common seem to be toothpaste to start and spit or commercial defog after that. I know it sounds hard, but avoid sunscreen and lotions before you jump in, as these can cause your mask to fog up. If you can, try to reduce the amount you breathe out of your nose, as this will fill the mask with warm, moist gas as well. You can still equalize your mask for a squeeze, but try to just breathe through your mouth as much as possible. Okay, so there were a few handy tips and tricks on how to prepare your mask when you first get it home. Thanks for watching, and safe diving.